Okay, hi guys. My name's Diane from Planet Granite Santa Clara. We're going to be doing a 1 hour Vinyasa Flow. If you have like a hand towel or strap handy, that would be nice. Or a block, some kind of support like that. If you don't, that's okay. I'll flow with and without props and show you how to cue you how to use the props if you have them at home. And like I said, if you don't, that's okay. We'll begin in just a couple minutes. So make sure you have a comfortable seat and a nice space. If you don't have a mat at home, that's okay. Just make sure you have space where you can move around. All right. And like I said, we'll begin in just a couple minutes. Okay, if you're just coming in, my name's Diane. I'm with Planet Granite Santa Clara, and we're going to do a 1 hour Vinyasa Flow. If you happen to have like a hand towel or a strap handy at home, you can go ahead and grab that. And if you have a block or something sturdy like that, that would be nice. If you don't, that's okay. I'll go ahead and teach and flow without props, but then cue you how to use props if you happen to have them at home. Today we're going to work a little bit on hips, but we're also going to play with crow and headstands, so I'll throw options out there if that's not really your thing, or show you little foundations so that you can work your way up towards that. And we'll start in just a few minutes. But feel free to get your space nice and comfortable. You can put on music if you have music of your own. Just make sure you can hear the instruction with whatever music you have on. I don't know, maybe open a window or have some lights, don't have lights. Just play with your environment and create a space that feels good, where you can just relax. If you have a blanket or something you can elevate the hips with, that's always nice to have too. It's always nice to have any kind of padding when you're on your hands and knees. You can also fold the mat over too. So if you have sensitive knees, maybe grab some kind of padding for that. And I'll show you ways to play with crow. If you've never done arm inversions before, they can be a little intimidating. That's why I like to work on the foundations, so I have an understanding when I'm able to do that. But a lot of things like inversions and arm balances, there's a little mental blockage with that. It can be scary to go upside down or balance on your arms. So whenever you're entering these poses, just be safe. Do what feels right. Don't feel like you need to push yourself or do what you're seeing. Like I said, I'll offer you the foundations along the way. So anywhere with any pose, just do what feels good and listen to the body. The breath is a great way to kind of use that as a regulator if you're pushing too hard or not hard enough. If you have any strain in the breath or you feel like you're holding your breath, that might mean you need to ease out of something. And you should never feel like you're just hanging out in a pose. It's about finding that kind of balance of ease and stability where you feel strong and comfortable, where you feel like you're not working too hard or just hanging out. Okay, we'll start just sitting down. Like I said, if you have a hand towel or a block at home, that's great. You can have your legs crossed, one on top of the other, or just in front of each other. And your hands can go on your knees or one on top of each other on your lap. And feel free to close the eyes or have the eyes open with a soft gaze. And just scan the body. Notice sensations you have. I've been feeling like I have really tight hips lately. And just breathe. See where your breath is at. Notice if it's deep or shallow. if it's fast-paced or slow. Just acknowledge where your body is at right now. In yoga, we often talk about letting go. And that's a practice within itself. A good way to focus on letting go is to have a mantra in mind. A very simple one of let go. On an inhale, you say to yourself, let. And on an exhale, you say to yourself, go. So when you feel your mind is wandering, just come back to that mantra of let go. You can play with that throughout your practice. Knowing that breath and mantra are just as part of the practice as the physical aspect, and the poses will do. Take just a couple more breaths, sitting, feeling grounded, coming to your space. Always have a non-judgmental approach to your practice. No matter what you can or can't do, find a way to let go of what you find. If you're able to fly and crow, let that go. If you're not, let that go. Just try and be in the moment. Good. From here, you can flutter your eyes open if they were closed. And go ahead and roll over onto your hands and knees. This is where it might be nice to have a blanket, or you can roll the mat so that your knees are padded. And we'll begin in a tabletop. So that means our knees are about hip distance apart, our shoulders are over our wrists, our palms are flat, and our fingers are spread. And from here, we're going to thread the needle. So we're going to walk our hands just a couple inches forward. Lift the right arm up and take a stretch as you bring that right arm through the left arm. And try and lower down so that the right shoulder is on the floor and your head is on the floor as well. You can also have a block or a blanket if your head doesn't reach the floor. Now staying here with your left arm bent, or you can walk your left arm straight in front of you. You can also raise the left arm up and bring the hand either to the sacrum or wrap around and try and reach that right thigh. If your arm is extended overhead, just make sure you're not feeling any tingling in the fingers. That can be a sign of a compressed nerve. And just breathe here. Getting a nice stretch in that right shoulder. Couple more breaths. Good. From here, make sure place the left hand in front of your face with a bent elbow. And then very slowly and gently just rise back up to that tabletop neutral position. And take a very brief child's pose. So your child's pose can be knees together or knees as wide as the mat as you lower down forehead to either hands or the floor. And if your seat doesn't quite meet your feet, that's okay. You can even take a blanket and place it behind the knees. And this is child's pose, and it's welcome to you at any time during this flow. Take just 2 more breaths here and we'll do the other side. Good. Push into your hands and come up to that tabletop position, and we'll do the left side. Walk your hands a couple inches ahead of you. Lift the left arm up, and then bring the left arm through the right, bringing the shoulder to the floor and the head along with it. Again, if the head doesn't reach, just put some padding on it. And the right hand can remain in front of the face. You can reach it out overhead, or you can bring the right hand to the sacrum, or trying to bring the right hand to the left thigh. And just breathe in this thread the needle. Start to stretch the shoulders. Take a couple more breaths. Accepting where your body's at. Pushing yourself, but not to the point of any pain. Good. From here, slowly bring the right hand in front of the face. and come out of that twist. And from here, we're going to just come back into that child's pose. Take 2 breaths here. And then come onto your hands and knees to come onto your back. So if you're lying flat on your back with the soles of the feet on the floor, just bring your knees to your chest. We're going to play with cow face legs here. So what you're going to do is take the right leg and cross it over the left. So right now your right knee is above your left knee is above the right. And place your hands on your shins or try and reach for the outer edges of the feet. So your knees are stacked and your feet are in a V. And you're grabbing on your shins or reaching for the outer edges of the feet. Now with the hands, you can push down as you try and push the opposite way with the legs. You can play with the knees close to the body or play with bringing the knees away from the body. Our right knee went over our left, and we should be feeling this in our outer right hip. Just take a couple more breaths here. This is cow face legs, Gomukhasana legs. Sometimes it's not as easy sitting down, so this is a good way to access that. Good, one more breath, inhale and exhale. Very gently unwind and just put your feet on the floor. We'll do the other side. Bring the knees to the chest and take the left leg over the right. Your knees are stacked and you can have your hands either on your shins or reaching for the outer edges of the feet. And again, as you're almost kicking into your hands as you're trying to pull your legs or your foot down, push up with your legs. Feel it in that left outer hip. And again, playing with knees close to the body or bringing them a little away from the chest. Breathe in and breathe out. If you're sitting a lot or if you're standing, our hips can feel tight throughout the day. This is a nice way to stretch them. Good. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Uncross the legs and put the feet on the floor. And then come back to sit on your bottom. We're going to play with boat. From going to boat to low boat. So we'll warm up the core a little bit. Bring the knees together, close to your chest. Place your hands behind your thighs and try and keep a straight spine. You don't want to round the spine. As you begin playing with either toes on the floor or lifting the legs parallel. You can stay here or you can bring the hands, palms facing up. You can stay here or lift the legs. We'll hold this boat for just a couple breaths, trying to keep the spine straight, not rounding. One more breath, inhale and exhale. Good, gently come down. And from here we're going to do our boat to low boat. So hands behind the thighs, come into your boat, feet parallel with the ground. And then on your inhale, lower down so your shoulders and head are off the floor and your feet are a few inches above the floor. Exhale, come back to boat. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, come back up. 3 more times. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, come back up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, come back up. One more. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, come back up. Good. From here, place the feet on the ground and just have the soles of the feet come together so that you're in a butterfly position. Just push into those legs. Taking a very brief forward fold. Nice. From here, we're going to roll onto our hands and knees, tuck our toes, and come into a downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, our feet are hip distance or wider. Our palms are flat, fingers spread. It's okay to have a little bend in the knees. It's okay if the heels don't touch the ground. Just cycle the legs back and forth. Shake out the head, yes. Shake out the head, no. Good. Now from here, you're going to bend the knees, look forward, and just walk the hands behind the knees. Place the hands on the floor or grab opposite elbows. Just hang here for a couple breaths in a forward fold. Uttanasana, either grabbing opposite elbows or hands on the floor. If you have blocks, you can also place hands on a block. And the knees can be bent, or you can work on straightening the legs. All right, from here, let go of what you're holding on to. Place your hands on your hips and rise up. From here, we'll do some sun Bs. So standing at the top of your sticky mat, feet together or hip distance apart, hands open for Tadasana. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the floor. Inhale, halfway up, look up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, deepen the fold. Plant your hands, and you can step or jump back, lowering down either knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling to a baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg up, bring it between the hands, plant the back foot, and rise up to a warrior one. Exhale, fold forward, step back into plank. Now from here you can hold plank, lower knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga, and everyone's going to meet in a downward facing dog. Good. From here, lift the left leg up, bring it between the hands, plant the back foot, and rise up, warrior one. Exhale, fold forward, step back into plank, lower a vinyasa of your choice, and then in downward facing dog. Once you're in downward facing dog, bend the knees, look forward. You can hop or walk to the front of the sticky mat, folding forward. On an inhale, bend your knees, lift the arms, and then exhale, come back to a stand. Nice, we'll do that adding on. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, deepen the fold. Plant your hands. You can step back or jump to a Chaturanga Dandasana or lower knees, chest, chin. Inhale to an upward facing dog, baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, lift the right leg up and bring it between the hands, planting the back foot, rising to a warrior one. Open the arms to a T for warrior two. And then bring the hands down, stepping back into a plank. Staying here or lower knees, chest, chin, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to a baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up, bring it between the hands, plant the back foot. Rise up to a warrior one. Open up to a warrior two. And then windmill the hands down, stepping back into a plank, holding plank, or lowering a vinyasa of your choice. And then push into our downward facing dog. Now just stay in this down dog for a couple breaths. Reconnect with your breath. Good. Bend the knees, look forward, step or jump to the top of the sticky mat, folding over the legs. Bend the knees, rise up to Utkatasana. And then exhale, hands at heart center. And just stay here, pause in action, with hands at heart center in Tadasana. You can close the eyes. And from here, set an intention for your practice. Whether that's a personal intention, Yoda, or a more global one. Sorry. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. From here, flutter the eyes open and stand back in mountain pose at the top of your sticky mat. Bend the knees, lift the arms up for Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, deepen the fold. Plant your hands and you can step or jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana or lower knees, chest, chin to the floor. Inhale, come up to a baby cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Good. Now from here, we're coming into high lunge. So you want to come down onto your knees and bring the right foot between the hands. From here, bring the hands at heart center And just make sure that right knee is over the right ankle. On an exhale, you're going to twist. Bring the left elbow to that right knee. You can stay here or tuck the back toes and lift up. Oh, sorry. This is revolved extended side angle. Good. Staying here, either on the knee or back leg straight. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Now from here, you're going to plant your hands and come up into a high lunge. If your knee was on the floor, you can stay there or try and straighten it and come into a high lunge. Hands are at heart center or up. Now if your hands are up, just make sure your shoulders aren't up at your ears. Try and draw the shoulder blades down the back. Good. Stay here for a couple more breaths. One more inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to heart center and place the hands inside the right foot as you lower down. We're coming into lizard pose. If lower the left knee onto the floor if it was up and extend that left leg out. So in lizard pose, you're going to heel toe the right foot so the toes are off the mat and the heel is on. Your shoulders are directly over your wrist. You can stay here or roll onto the outer edge of that right foot. Now you can bring the block and lower onto your forearms or lower our forearms to the floor. Just find a lizard that feels good. Staying upright or lowering forearms to the floor. Taking a moment to connect with your breath and keep your intention in mind. The mailman came, so my dog got a little barking. He's good though. Get one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. If your hands were, or if you're on your forearms, come back to on your hands. Tuck your back toes and come back to that downward facing dog. From here you can roll into plank and take a vinyasa, lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga dandasana. You can always come into child's pose too. We'll all meet in downward dog and do the other side. Good. From downward facing dog, lift the left leg up and bring it between the hands, lowering the back knee on the floor. We'll come into that revolve extended side angle, hands at heart center. Double check the left knee is directly over the ankle. As you exhale, twist. Hook the right elbow on the left knee. Staying here, or tucking the back toes and coming up. Breathing in and breathing out. Make sure that right leg is nice and straight if you're upright. Lift the right kneecap up, engage that quad as you then push the heel away. Good, 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. From here, plant the hands and come up into a high lunge. Now you can stay in a high lunge or with your knee on the ground. Hands can be at heart center or hands can be up. Again, try not to shrug the shoulders to the ears. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Good. Take a couple more breaths here. Try not to shake. If you are, that's okay. Try and find some ease and stability. Using your breath. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Bring your hands to heart center, and if you're up, bring the hands inside the left foot and lower the right knee down. Extend the right leg out. As you heel toe, the left toes off the mat and the left heel on. Make sure our shoulders are directly over the wrist. And this is your lizard's pose. You can stay here or roll onto that outer edge of the left foot. And again, you can use blocks, bringing forearms to the blocks or forearms to the floor. Taking this moment, being in this moment, Breathing in and breathing out. So much going on. Try and just be. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good. If you were lowered, bring the hands under the shoulders again. Tuck the right toes and come back to your downward facing dog. And again, you can roll into plank, take a vinyasa if you'd like, or just meet us in downward facing dog. Now from here, our downward facing dog, we're going to bend the knees, look forward, hop, or walk to the front of the sticky mat, folding over the legs. As you inhale, bend the knees and come up to Utkatasana, and then come to a rise. We're going to play with eagle right now. So go ahead and just stand with feet together, hands alongside the body. Take your right leg, bend the left knee as you bring the right leg over the left. And I'm on the tippy toes of my right foot. You can stay here, or you can sit a little bit further as you hook the right foot over the left calf. Find an eagle leg of your choice, either right toes on the floor or hooking the left calf. And then placing your hands at either your waist or heart center. You can also play with eagle arms. Bring the arms in front of you. Take the right arm under the left and bring the palms back to back. Stay here or bring the palms together. Wherever your arms are at, bring the elbows up in line with the shoulders and push the hands away from the face. This is eagle pose. Staying here for about 5 more breaths. If you're wobbling and shaking, that's okay. Sitting down actually helps a little with balance. And keep those elbows in line and push the hands away. Get a little shoulder stretch there. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Unwind and just shake it out. And we'll do the other side. Let go of whatever you did. Let go of whatever you found. All right, standing legs together, hands alongside the body. Bend the knees. Take the left leg and cross it over the right. You can stay here with your left toes on the ground, or you can sit a little deeper and try and hook the left foot over the right calf. Staying here with hands at heart center, on your waist or heart center, or playing with eagle arms on the other side. Arms straight in front of you, left arm under right, palms back to back, or bring palms together. Bring the elbows in line with the shoulders and push the hands away. Good. Stay here. If you're shaking or if you fall, that's okay. Playing with balancing on one foot while getting a shoulder stretch by pushing the hands away from the face. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Very gently unwind and just shake it up. Okay, from here, stand at the top of your sticky mat. And if you have a block, go ahead and grab it. We're coming into pyramid pose. So standing at the top of your mat, just take the left foot about halfway down, and you can stay with legs kind of in line, or you can have a wider stance. Toes facing the front of the mat, hands on your waist. As you exhale, try to keep the legs straight. So you can keep your hands on your waist to stay upright. You can even grab opposite wrist to help. Or you can place your hand on that block, hands on the blocks, as you lower chin towards the shin. Trying to have straight legs and hands either on the waist, grabbing opposite wrist, or hands flat on the floor. Pyramid pose. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Nice. From here, just bring your hands to your waist and come back to a rise. Step forward and we'll do the other side. Take a baby step back with the right foot. Keep your feet at this distance or you can make them wider. Hands on your waist. As the exhale, you fold forward, trying to keep straight legs. Keeping hands on waist, grabbing opposite wrist, or hands on blocks or the floor. Pyramid pose. And come back to your intention. Come back to a mantra. If you feel your mind is wandering. Trying to be in the moment, not getting swept away with thought. Breathing in and breathing out. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Bring your hands to your waist and gently rise back up. Now from here, we're going to play with revolved half moon. So standing at the top of the sticky mat, place your hands on your waist and take a step back with the left foot. Just a baby step back. Bend the right knee and grab that block if it's handy. Otherwise, you're coming forward, left hand onto the floor or left hand onto a block as you work on straightening the right leg and bringing the left leg parallel with the mat. Staying with your right hand on your waist or bringing the right hand up, fingers facing the ceiling. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Revolved half moon. 3 more breaths. Trying not to shake. Using mantra or your intention as a focal point for your mind. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Bend the front knee as you step back into a downward facing dog. Now from here, you can roll into a plank and take a vinyasa of your choice, or you can just stay in downward facing dog. Good. From here, lift the left leg up, bring it between the hands, and rise and bring the back foot to meet the front. Folding over. As you inhale, rise up to a stand. We'll do the other side. Take a baby step back, take a baby step back with the right foot and bend the left knee. And from here, you're going to bring the right hand in front of you about 6 to 8 inches or on the block or on the floor as you work on straightening the left leg and bringing the right leg parallel with the mat. Keeping your left hand on the waist or bringing it up. For revolved half moon on the other side. It's okay if you're shaking, just try not to. Try and find stability. See what you can tighten up to stop shaking. Maybe you need to pull the left kneecap up, engaging that left quad. Breathe in and breathe out. 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Bend the left knee as you step back into your downward facing dog. And again, you can take a vinyasa, take child's pose, or meet in downward facing dog. Okay. We're all in downward facing dog. Lift the right leg up and bring it between the hands. Coming up to a brief warrior 2. And then straighten the front leg. Turn the right toes to meet the side of the mat. We're coming into a forward fold. So feet are parallel with the front and back of the mat. Place your hands on your waist and fold forward, bringing the hands alongside the legs, reaching at either the shins, your outer edges of your feet, or hooking peace finger to the big toes. Wherever you're at, your head is heavy and your neck is relaxed. You can place more weight into the balls of your feet. That'll bring the torso closer to the thighs. But just breathe in this forward fold. Reconnect with your breath. Recall your intention. With so much going on around us, so unknown, so much uncertainty, try your best to just be in the moment. Using mantra or your intention to keep the mind focused. Good. From here, place the hands directly underneath the shoulders, and then place your hands on your waist as you inhale, rise up to a stand. Now from here, you're going to bring the right toes and bend the right knee, coming back to that warrior two. So my right knee is bent, my left foot is at a 90-degree angle, arms at a T, gaze is over the right fingertips. You're pushing into the outer edge of that left foot. Now you can stay here, or you can raise the right hand up and pat your back. Take the left hand and bring the thumb so it's facing down. As you then bring the left hand behind your back, trying to grab onto your fingertips, your shirt, or that strap if you have it. So warrior two legs with cow face arms. Good. Stay here for 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Very gently release the arms and shake them out. Straighten this front leg and then switch sides, bringing the right toes to face the other way, left toes facing the front or back of your mat, and left knee bent. Arms to a T for warrior two. Gaze is at the left fingertips. Pushing into the outer edge of that right foot. Now you can stay here for your warrior two, or you can lift the left hand up and pat your back. Take the right hand so the thumb is facing down, and bring the right hand to try and clasp behind the back with the fingers, grabbing onto your shirt or grabbing onto a strap. And everyone put a little bit more weight, bend into that left knee, pushing into the outer edge of that right foot. Good. 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Very gently release the arms, give them a shake, straighten the front leg, and then come back so that your feet are parallel with the top and bottom of the mat. We'll do 1 more forward fold. Hands on your waist, and then just fold forward, bringing the hands directly under the shoulders, or fingertips in line with the toes, or fingertips in line, wrists in line with the heels. And just really let the head be heavy and the neck relaxed. Breathing in and breathing out. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good. Place the hands directly under the shoulders. Bring the hands to the waist and then rise up. Come back to standing at the top of your sticky mat. Coming into our mountain pose. On our inhale, we'll bend the knees, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, deepen the fold. Plant your hands, step or jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana or knees, chest, shin. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. And from here, we're going to bring our knees to the floor. And we'll play with Gomukhasana. So those cow face legs and cow face arms. So coming into hands and knees, a nice way to enter is to take the right leg and bring it over the left. So now my right knee is in front of my left knee, and my feet are now in a V shape. From here, you can take the block so that as you lower, you're sitting on a block, or you're sitting in the space you created. Now, right now, my right knee is above my left. If this is too much, Go ahead and just extend that bottom leg out. So your left leg, so that the left leg is straight. Staying here, you can leave your hands on the soles of your feet, or bring the right arm up, pat your back. Bring the left hand out and turn the left thumb down. Bring the left hand behind your back and grab your fingertips, shirt, or strap. And you can remain upright wherever you're at, or you can begin to hinge forward, coming into a forward fold. Go Mukasana. That left leg can be straight, and arms do not need to be behind your back. Staying here for a few more breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Being in the moment is not easy. Your mind will wander. And it's hard to be in some of these poses without shaking. It's hard to regulate. It's hard to know that middle, when I'm pushing too much or not enough. So just breathe. Have that non-judgmental approach. And whatever you found, just let go. Okay, on your next inhale, rise up if you were folded forward. Very gently release the hands and just place the palms and push like you're pushing away from two walls. Good. From here, we're going to roll onto our knees and just uncross that leg. And very briefly, tuck the toes and take a downward facing dog before we switch sides. Okay, from here, lower back onto your knees in that tabletop position. Take the left leg and cross it over the right. So now my left knee is in front of the right knee. And from here, you can sit on a block or sit in the space you created. Left knee on top of right, sitting on a block or the space you created. Your hands can be pushing into the arches of your feet, or that right leg, that bottom leg, can be straight out in front of you if it's too much to sit this way. And then from here, you're keeping your arms where they are, or you're lifting them up. Bringing the left hand to pat your back. The right hand, have that thumb face down to the floor as you bring it behind your back, grabbing onto the fingertips, your shirt, or a strap. And you're staying here, or you're beginning to fold forward. Playing with Go Mukasana, cow face. This can be a lot on the outer hips. So just breathe into whatever position your body's in. Focusing on the breath to help quiet the mind. Good, a couple more breaths here. And on your next inhale, gently rise back up and very gently release the arms. Pushing your hands away from each other. And then rolling onto your hands and knees, taking that brief downward facing dog. You can cycle the legs if that feels good. All right, from here, we're going to play with headstand. Crow. And so it might be nice to have your block coming onto your hands and knees. Just come into a squat. So your feet are as wide as the mat. Now from here, you can play with your squat, using your block to sit to help raise the foundation. Or if you'd like, you can play a little with crow. I like to enter crow from a squat, but with my toes together, and then I open my knees. You can also have the feet on a block to help with elevation. So my toes are together, my knees are open, and my hands are in front of me. Palms flat on the floor, fingers are spread. I'm going to lift my hips up and try and bring my knees as high and as close to my shoulders as I can. And you're going to look forward, not down. So have your gaze a little ahead of you and down. And then begin just toe tapping, lifting one foot up putting it down, lifting the other foot up, and putting it down. Again, your feet can be on a block right here too. And from here, if you want to take flight, you're going to look forward and have a bend in the arms as you begin to lift the feet up. So if you notice my hands or my arms are in chaturanga arms, they have that 90-degree angle. My gaze is forward, not down. And as I push into the floor, I get a hunch in the back. And then I tuck the tailbone, trying to bring it down. So take a few more breaths in crow, or any stage of crow. You can also be in a squat, just getting a nice stretch there. Take a few more breaths wherever you're at. And again, crow is an arm balance. It can be a little scary. But as long as you're breathing, as long as you're trying to get that 90-degree angle, you don't need to be as strong as you think to come up. The chaturanga arms helps the bones do more of the work than our muscles. And when we look forward, that helps with our balance. Because when you're looking down, it throws the center of gravity off. So try and look forward. All right, take a couple more breaths wherever you're at. And then everybody come into a squat. And just let go of whatever you found. Let go of what you were able to do or not able to do. And just be in this moment. Good. Now from your squat, go ahead and place your hands in front of you and come up to a rise. You can have your feet in the squat position as you rise, or bring your feet parallel and just come up to a rise. Placing the feet together, bring your hands to heart center and close your eyes. Reconnect with your breath. Recall your intention. Good. Flutter the eyes open. Place the hands alongside the body. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Place the hands on the shins and look halfway up. Exhale, deepen the fold. Now plant your hands. You can step or jump back to chaturanga. You can also take knees, chest, chin to the floor. And then everybody make their way up to downward facing dog. Now from our downward facing dog, we're going to come into pigeon. So lift the right leg up and bring the right knee to the right wrist as you extend the left leg out. And if you have any gap between the floor and this right hip, place a block or some padding underneath. And then you can remain upright, or you can begin to walk the hands forward. As you lower down to elbows, you can clasp hands, rest your head, or you can lower forearms or all the way down to the floor. Now, if this is too much on your knee, come down to your back and thread the needle. So you'll lie on your back and bring the feet about hip distance apart. Bring the right ankle over the left knee, and then the hole you made, slide your hands through, bringing the hands behind the thigh or above the shin. Flexing the right toes will help protect that knee. And just be here right now. Not after this class, not what was going on before, not what I need to do. Just right here, right now. And as the mind wanders, come back to breath. Inhaling, let, exhaling, go. It's a really beautiful thing to know. You can create a sense of calm simply by breathing or reciting something over and over again in your head. You become what you believe you are. What you say to yourself, you believe. So be kind with yourself. And if it's hard to let go, that's okay. It's just all part of the practice. Okay, from here, if you're lowered down, bring the hands back up so you can tuck the toes and come into your downward facing dog from here. So tucking the toes and coming up. And we'll come right to the other side. If you're on your back, roll onto hands and knees to push into your downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up, bring the left knee to the left wrist, and extend the right leg out. And again, put padding under that left hip, or come lying on your back, bringing the left ankle over the right knee, and threading your arms through that hole you made. Staying upright or walking your hands forward if you're in that pigeon. Just breathe into your body. Visualize your breath going to parts of the body where you feel sensation. So maybe it's your left outer hip, maybe it's your lower back. Just picture your breath as a ball of energy. Sometimes visualizing the breath is a great way to start playing with breath, if mantra is not really your thing. Just picturing the breath as a ball of energy, using your inhale and your exhale to guide it to different parts of your body. Using that as a way to clear the mind. All right, from here, if you're all the way down, come back so you're upright, tuck the right toes, and lift up into your downward facing dog. If you're on your back, go ahead and come to hands and knees for that downward facing dog. And then everyone from here is going to lower onto hands and knees. Bring the feet to the left as you sit towards the right, extending the legs out in front of you. So our legs are together. We're going to hug our right knee towards our chest and bring the right foot over the left. Flex your left toes so they're facing towards you. Bring the right hand behind you and either hug or hook the left elbow on that right knee and twist towards the right. Gaze can be forward or over that right shoulder. Flexing those left toes, letting that twist wring anything out that you might be holding on to. Good. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Gently look forward and just do a brief counter twist to the left. Come back to center and extend the right leg out. Hug the left knee to the chest. Bring the left foot over the right knee. Flex the right toes so they're facing towards you. Left hand behind you. Right arm hugs or hooks that left knee as you twist to the left. Looking over that left shoulder or gazes forward. Breathing in and breathing out. When the mind wanders, coming back to breath, trying to be here right now. Good. Very gently untwist. Take a brief counter twist to the right as you straighten the front legs. With your legs straight, flex the toes so they're facing towards you. We're coming into a forward fold, so you might want your little strap or towel if you had it. Hands right along the hips. Toes flexed towards you. Sitting up nice and tall. This is staff pose with our chin parallel to the mat. Staying here, where you're beginning to walk the hands alongside the legs as you reach for the feet using a strap or your hands. Folding forward. And if you don't reach and you don't have a strap, that's okay. Just keep the hands alongside the legs and try and keep a straight spine if you can. Walking the hands to help deepen that stretch. Nice. Breathe here. We really worked the hips today. I hope that feels good. If you didn't feel it, that's all right. Because again, whatever you find, you're practicing letting go of, practicing being in the moment. All right, from here, very gently come back to a rise. We're going to lower down onto our backs, placing the soles of the feet parallel and hip distance apart. Coming into a bridge, you can grab your block to place under your sacrum for a restorative approach. Otherwise, your feet are parallel, hip distance apart, trying to brush the fingertips to the heels. If they don't reach, that's okay. Palms flat on the ground. Inhale, lift up, lifting the bottom and then your lower middle back, grabbing the outer edges of the mat or clasping your hands underneath. Squeezing your glutes and pretending like you're squeezing a ball between the legs. Staying here for 3 more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Let go of whatever you're holding on to as you lower your back to the floor. We're going to do one more bridge, so stay where you are. If you're on your block, you can remain on your block. But everyone bring your hands to heart center. You can close the eyes or have a soft gaze. And think of your intention, that person you dedicated your practice to, or maybe a more global, like peace and calm for all. Think of what you dedicated your practice to. And then from here, you can bring your palms to the floor and come back up into that bridge, or fingertips along the shoulders. Everyone push into the floor as you inhale and lift the body off the floor. Grabbing on the outer edges or clasping your hands if you're in bridge. If you're in wheel, try and bring the elbows to each other so they're not splaying out. Breathing in and breathing out. Stay here for about 4 more breaths. Keeping your intention in mind. Good. And on your next, as you lower down, if you're in wheel, just tuck the chin. Otherwise, let go of your hands in bridge and lower down. If you're on a block, you can remove the block. And then everybody bring your knees to your chest and just hug yourself. You can rock side to side if that feels good. Okay. And then from here, lift the legs straight up so the feet are now facing the ceiling. We're coming into a spinal twist with eagle legs. Take the right leg and cross it over the left. You can stay here, or you can hook the right toes behind that left calf. As you bring the knees to the left, extend the arms out like a T. Now those knees can fall on a block if they don't reach the floor. You can have padding under that right shoulder. You can gaze up or gaze over the right. Right leg over left or hooking for eagle legs. Coming towards the end of our practice. We've been working a lot on the hips. We've been working on letting go. Using things like breath and mantra to help focus the mind. Knowing that everything you work on, you can take off the mat. Finding ways to bring your practice into other aspects of your life. Things you can let go on. Moments you can just focus the mind on something positive. All right, from here, on your next inhale, come back to flat on your back and untwist the legs. Give yourself a brief hug, bringing knees to the chest before we do the other side. And again, you can rock side to side if that felt good. Okay, from here, everyone lift the legs straight into the air. Take the left leg and cross it over the right. You can hook the left foot over the right calf. And then everyone drop the knees to the right, arms to a T, gazes up or over the left shoulder. Again, you can bring padding underneath the knees and the shoulder if that feels good. Using the right hand to support the legs, pushing down into them to help deepen. Trying to draw that left shoulder to the mat, not to the point of pain. It's a good way to kind of assist yourself. Taking a few more breaths here, but also taking a moment to appreciate yourself for coming to your mat. So nice that Planet Granite is offering a way to bring scheduled classes, to bring routine, knowing you have it in you to find calm with breath and positive thought. All right, on your next inhale, go ahead and roll back onto your spine. And give yourself one last hug. And from here, we're coming into Savasana, so take your time. Extend the legs out as wide, if not wider, than the sticky mat. Place the arms alongside the body, palms facing up. And if you want, you can cover the eyes with that hand towel, or just close the eyes. Now, Savasana is known as corpse pose. To surrender, to let go. The final resting pose. So let go. Let go of your breath. Just allow it back to its natural rhythm. Let go of the body. Just let the muscles fall. And a mind would not be a mind without thoughts. But we can let go of those too. By being a witness and an observer. Watching the thoughts flow, pass us by, instead of attaching and bringing attention to those thoughts. Staying in your Savasana for the next couple minutes. Using this pose to allow everything you found to settle and then wash over you. Make your next inhale a little bit deeper. Bring movement back to the body by wiggling toes and wiggling fingers. And then take a nice big stretch, bringing the arms overhead. Squeezing the knees to the chest, give yourself a final hug. And then bring the right arm over the head and roll to the right. Staying here for just a couple breaths. And then in your own time, pushing into the ground, making your way up to a seat. And we'll end where we began. Sitting in a comfortable position. Hands are either on the knees or one on top of each other on your lap. You can also bring hands to heart center. But wherever you're at, bow your head. And before we say namaste, you must find some appreciation for yourself. Namaste means the light in me bows and honors the light in you. So let that light be bright. Let that light shine. Give yourself some love before you send it out. Good, and on your next inhale, Fold forward, say namaste. Thank you all for coming tonight. My name is Diane from Planet Granite Santa Clara. Definitely keep an eye out for upcoming classes. I believe we have a set scheduled now of both fitness and yoga. So check it out. And a big thank you to everyone who made it happen, where we can provide streaming for our community. Knowing that although we're not together in a space, we are together on an online platform. Have a beautiful rest of your night.